Welcome back, yogis. It's lovely to have you join me again. For this 60-minute power yoga session, we'll be focusing on opening through the front of the body and opening through the hips. Majority of us are sitting at desks for long periods of time at the moment, so everything gets very closed up and retracted inwards. During this session, we'll be focusing on opening everything up, allowing you to get some breath and full, deep belly breaths, which helps with vitality, energy, cognitive function, management of stress, all the really good stuff basically. So when you're ready, we'll come to child's pose at the back of the mat. Know that you can also take child's pose at any time if you find that you're losing the access to the breath, or you're starting to feel strained, or your heart rate's come up and you're starting to feel a little bit out of sorts. Come down to your child's pose and then rejoin back in with the rest of the practice whenever you're ready. Let's begin. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it go. Oh, the floor, always there for us, always there to support us. And exhale. Deep inhale, so we'll just land on the mat. Allow the chest to descend to the floor and just let everything go. So without engaging anything at the moment, allow the belly to fall. Allow the head and shoulders to be soft. Allow the arms to be heavy on the floor. Notice the upper back begin to release as you release the tension. Inhale. And exhale. Anything that you've been managing to the point, anything that you need to do after this session, allow it to be. You can come back to it if you need to. But for now, it is simply moving into the body. Intuitive signals and intuitive. We spend so much blocking that voice out, not listening to it because it is inconvenient or things to do that are more important, seemingly. But when we start to tap into that intuition, to be able to nourish and give the body, the mind, the energy, your emotional space what it needs. So as we take a deep inhale, we'll start to draw in, press the palms of the hands, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Downward pressure, feel yourself lifting lightly into your downward dog. Taking a bend in the knees. And just easing your way into this downward dog. No rushing, we don't need to jar anything. It's just gentle opening through the top of the back, coordinating it with the breath. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. So as we inhale, begin to reach your right hand towards the outer edge of the left ankle. Press the left heel down towards the floor, maybe a little bit more than the right. Just feel that back line of the body opening, perhaps through the top of the back. And as we exhale, bring the hand back to beside the left, downward dog. We inhale. Exhaling, shoulders draw away from the ears, left hand outer edge of right ankle, and lengthen that right heel a little bit further towards the floor. If it doesn't quite reach the floor, that's fine. It's more a sensation of elongation and lengthening rather than the achievement of the end result. And then as we exhale, bring the hands back to your downward dog position. Lift the heels high. Keep the knees bent so the belly is fully on the thighs.
Draw the shoulders away from the ears and begin to feel the back of the neck as long. Maybe nod the head, yes and no, just to check in with that. We're high on those tippy toes. You may start to feel the upper thighs starting to talk to you a little bit as they're engaging. It's all good. We then lift the sit bones high, stretch the knees as much as you can. We'll start to walk the heel and toe forward towards the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the heel of the hands together. We'll open through the front of the shoulders, take the forehead towards the knees, so the knees are bent. We're really eliminating that lower back strain or any issues with the lower back. We're not overextending those hamstrings. It's all about the stretch through the chest and shoulders. If you find that this is a little challenging at the moment, we haven't quite warmed up yet, you are more than welcome to take forearms and lay back. A couple of options there. We then release. Place the hands on the floor, the knees are bent. We then stretch the right knee and let it go, bend. Stretch the left knee. Let it go, bend. Again, stretch the right, inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch the left, exhale, bend. We then place the hands on the top of the knees, begin to roll up through the spine. Take a momentary pause as we tuck the chin in, round through the top of the back. Squeeze and separate the shoulder blades away from each other as we make a big C curve. We then begin to roll up through the spine to come all the way to standing in your Tadasana mountain pose. To grounding down through the balls of the feet. Starting to feel the inside seam of those legs as active and strong. We're drawing the chin back just slightly to elongate the back of the skull and neck. Separate and broaden the collarbones and spread those fingers wide. We inhale, zip from the pubic bone up to the belly button. Zip it up at the front of the body. Lengthen the tailbone towards the floor. We inhale, reach the prayer to the sky. Interlace the fingers, extend the index fingers. We take a side bend over to the right side, hips to the left. Exhale, come back to the top. We inhale, reach the hips to the right, arms to the left. Exhale, come back to the top. We inhale, the slight forward undulation before we lift the heart and chest, look up, squeeze the glutes. We then exhale, bring the hands down to your heart prayer center. Shoulders are down. We inhale. And exhale, descending your awareness into your heart space. As we move from heart space, coming out of the head and dropping into the body. For the rest of the practice, here we will stay and move from heart. We inhale, reach the prayer to the sky. We exhale, forward fold, slight bend in the knees, hinge at the hips, forehead releases to the floor. We inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step right back into your long runner's lunge. Left leg back to meet it in your high plank. Taking a deep breath in, roll onto the blade edge of both feet. Hips move to the right edge of the mat. We yawn the right arm open, look up. Inhale, lift the hips. We exhale, lower the right hand down. Continue to roll over onto the outer edge of the feet, other side. Hips to the left, left arm up. We look up, inhale. Exhale. Lower that hand down to the floor. We lower the knees to the floor, squeeze the elbows in, untuck the toes, squeeze the glutes firmly as we press the pubic bone towards the mat. Lower the chest and chin to the floor for 4, exhale for 3, exhale for 2, exhale, mini pause for 1. Lower the belly down. We lift the heart and chest, look up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead to the floor. Tuck the toes under, press through high plank. Lift the sit bones high, downward dog. As we press the heels down, you may wish to take a slight bend in the knees still if you need. You listen to your body and how giving or unforgiving those hamstrings are right now. We'll start to warm the body up. You will get there. Inhale. Exhale. Pressing the chest towards the long bones of the thighs, we knit the lower rib cage together. So from the pubic bone to the lower ribs, feel that zipping in sensation. Perhaps even a slight doming of the top of the back here as we squeeze and separate the shoulder blades. External corkscrew the arms away from the ears. Inhale, rise onto the tippy toes, maybe stretch the knees a little more. We then start to walk left foot forward and right to the front of the mat. Big toe mounds to touch, spread the toes wide. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back to the floor. We circle the arms back, around and above the crown of the head. Open through the front of the hips, squeeze the glutes. We interlace the fingers. Index fingers extend to the sky. Squeeze the elbows into the side of the head. We reach the arms left edge of the mat, hips to the right, side bend. Perhaps a little deeper this time. Exhale, come back to the top. Sweep over to the right, hips to the left. Even pressure through both feet and back to the top. We inhale, slight undulation with the top of the back as we lift the heart and chest, squeeze the glutes, reach up and back. We exhale, hands to heart, prayer center. We hinge at the hips, flat back to the floor, forward fold, slight bend in the knees, hands to floor. Forehead release. We inhale, step the left leg back into your long runner's lunge. Step the right leg back into your high plank. Dome the top of the back. Engage underneath the armpits as we lift the belly. Roll onto the blade edge of right foot, inner seam of left. Left arm sweeps up to the sky, look up. Inhale and exhale, lower the left hand down. Continue to roll through other side, right arm up. And exhale, lower down. We lower the knees to the floor, untuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows in as we extend the heart space to the front of the mat. We lower on the exhale for 4. Super slow and controlled. You can do this. For 3, belly in. For 2. For 1, pause. Exhale, lower down. We inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead releases to floor. Tuck the toes under, press through high plank and lift the sit bones high, downward dog. Beautiful. We take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So we're descending those heels to the floor a little more. Begin to press the outer edge of the feet down, but still anchoring down the big toe knuckle joint. So you may feel a little bit more opening down the outer edge of the hips into the calf and the outer edge of the feet. We inhale, one more, belly in. Exhaling, lengthen and lift right heel to the sky. Flex those toes, toes are flexed. Bend the knee as we yawn the hip open, stacking your right hip on top of the left. Squeeze the heel towards the glute, really firmly press the right shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen the chest towards the long bone of the thigh. External corkscrew the arms and feel that pressing off sensation from the heel of the hands as the shoulders draw away from the ears. Continue to descend that right leg down to the left edge of the mat. As we reach up, lift the hips back into wild thing. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the glutes firmly as we lift the hips, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time, one more. We inhale. As we exhale, begin to place right hand on the floor, lengthen right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Flex the toes, draw the knee in through tiger pose, place the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down on the floor. We inhale, reach the arms to the sky for your crescent lunge. Hands come to heart prayer center. We undulate the chest, opening it to the sky, pressing the hips forward, belly draws in.
Lengthen back. Inhale. As we exhale, arms sweep back, around, up to crescent lunge. Frame the front foot. Step the right leg back into high plank. We lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Press the chest forward, roll over the toes. Lift the thighs off the floor, belly in, shoulders are broad, collarbones are broadening to the edge of the mat, and squeeze the backs of the shoulder blades together a little more. Lift through the front of the hips on the exhale, down dog. Cleansing breath, plugging the outer edges of the feet down and lift the arches of the feet. Exhale. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As we exhale that nourishing cleansing breath, squeeze the left heel to the sky, toes flexed towards the shin bone. Bend the knee, squeeze the heel towards the glute firmly. Yawn, left hip open, stacking on top of right. Press the left shoulder towards the floor, lengthening the side body along the left side and to the left kneecap. Squeeze the outer edge of your right glute. Press the chest towards the thigh bone. We then continue to descend that left foot towards the right edge of the mat. Release the left hand off the floor. Lift the heart and chest, reach back, wild thing. 3 deep breaths. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We inhale one more. As we exhale, place left hand beside right. Lift left thigh up, three-legged dog. Draw the knee in through your tiger pose, heel to glute. Extend the shin bone to the front of the mat. Place the foot between, lower the back knee down. Inhaling crescent lunge, arms to the sky. Hands come to heart prayer center. We inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, sink a little deeper into the front thigh. Belly in, inhale. As we exhale, we circle the arms back, around, and come to the crown of the head, crescent lunge, belly in, shoulders down. We frame the front foot. Left leg back through your tiger pose, place it beside the right. Lower Chaturanga. Scoop into up dog. Roll over the toes. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Take a deep breath. And exhale. We'll move through that sequence one more time, right and left side. 1 breath per movement. Do move at your own breath pace. If I'm going too fast for you, then honor your pacing and your breath. And then come to child's pose at the end whenever you're ready. And take a deep breath in, lengthen the right heel to the sky. Bend the knee, yawn the hips open, descend, right foot to the floor. Wild thing. Inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tiger pose. Lower crescent lunge. Inhale, hands to prayer. Exhale, reach back. Circle the arms. Crescent lunge, belly in. Frame the front foot. Step through tiger pose, high plank. Lower Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lengthen left heel to sky. Bend the knee, yawn the hips. Release the left foot to the right edge of the mat, wild thing. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tiger pose. Shin floor. Crescent lunge. Inhale, heart prayer. Reach back. Circle the arms. Crescent lunge, shoulders down, belly in. Frame the front foot. Inhale.
Step left leg back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll meet in child's pose. With exhale. Come up onto the hands and tippy toes, downward dog. We inhale, tiger pose. Step through, lower the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. We exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the heel of the hands together, lift the heart, lift the chest, arms move away from the glutes. We forward fold, humble warrior. Humbly release to the floor. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes, internal corkscrew that back thigh. Shoulders draw away from the ears, so as we draw the shoulder blades together, squeeze the heel of the hands together a little more firmly. Open through the front of the shoulders and the chest. Notice if you're holding any tension at the base of the skull. Let it go. Allow the weak to pour out of your head into the floor. We inhale, release. Come up to warrior one. We exhale, warrior two. Inhale, circle. Right palm to floor, left arm overhead. We intake the left hand behind the back, find the thigh with the hand, and then find your bind, either holding on to the fingertips, or if you can access it a little bit deeper today, maybe hold on to the wrist. As we take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And as we exhale, place right palm inside left foot, circle left arm overhead, extended side angle. We hold, shoulders draw away from the ears. Plug the little pinky toe of the back foot down. We inhale, frame the front foot. Lengthen the spine forward, hands to heart prayer. We float the back leg into warrior three. Sweep the arms back. Palms to floor. Inhale. Exhale. One more. We then place both fingertips down on the floor, release the forehead to the knee, standing splits. Inhaling and exhaling, lengthen the back leg up to the sky a little further. As we exhale, lower back leg down to the floor. Place left palm inside right foot. Reach right arm up to the sky, lift the hips, roll onto the blade edge of the back foot. We then step into separated leg Vashisthasana, side plank. Flex both toes. We hold for 5. Inhale. Exhale for 4. For 3. Press the floor away for 2. Stay with me. Last one. Amazing. We then lower down. Right palm to the floor. Lower the chest and chin to the floor. Scoop through into baby cobra. We exhale, roll over the toes. Downward dog. Cleansing breath. Exhale. One more. And as we exhale, lengthen and lift the left heel to the sky. Draw the knee in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Lower the back heel down. Squeeze the glutes. Internal rotate the back thigh. Inhale, warrior one. We exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze the heel of the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart and chest. And fold forward humbly. Bowling ball the arms back up to the sky, warrior one. We exhale, open the arms, warrior two. We inhale, broaden through your warrior. As we exhale, place left palm inside left foot and circle right arm overhead, extended side angle. Take the right hand behind the back, find your thigh, and then take your left arm underneath that thigh. Either find the fingers of your right hand or wrist. We hold here for 3, for 2, for 1. We then place left palm inside left foot, circle right arm overhead or up to the sky. Whatever works best for you to feel that spine lengthening and the chest broadening. It's absolutely fine. We then exhale, frame the front foot. Place right hand in. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Roll onto the blade edge of your back foot. Step your left leg into separated Vashisthasana. We inhale, exhale, for 2, for 1. We then lower the left hand down to the floor, lower Chaturanga Dandasana, scoop into your up dog, roll over the toes, downward dog. We draw left foot in through tiger pose, place it between the hands. Hands come to heart prayer center. Float the back leg into warrior 3. Extend the arms back for 3. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 1. And as we exhale, place lift the back thigh as much as you can, engaging that right butt cheek to separate the thighs. Really reach to the full extension of that back leg. Find the edges of the posture. We then lengthen down to the floor. Step back into your high plank. Lower Chaturanga. Scoop into the up dog. And bending the knees, we'll push back into child's pose. Sit bones high, come up onto the tippy toes and lift into your dolphin. Walk the toes towards the face. Continue to press into the elbows and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Try to look forward towards the front of the mat as much as you can. We inhale. Exhale. Feel the upward lifting sensation at the lower abdominals. For 2. For 1, we then lower the knees down to the floor, untuck the toes and begin to roll up to a seated posture. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you find this is a bit difficult to sit on these knees for an extended period of time, you can grab your block, then sit on your block just between the thighs so that you've got a little bit of support and the knees aren't quite, they're not quite in the full range of that kneeling position. So we take your right arm by your ear, belly draws in. Take the forearm behind your head. Take your left arm behind low, and I'll just change my positioning here. We'll come to finding a bind at the back. Taking the deep breath in, take a side bend over to the left side. Try and stay evenly in those feet and knees. And inhale. And exhale. Come back to the top. Release the bind, take the arms to the side. We then change sides, take the left arm behind the head and the right arm underneath. One side might be a little more mobile than the other through the front of the shoulder, like it is with me. Taking a deep inhale. Continue to draw the belly in. We take a little side bend over to the right side. Again, we're not forcing it, we're just allowing the breath to open the movement. And then we come back up to the top, release the bind and release the hands. Just take a forward and back shoulder roll as we come into that seated position. Inhaling and exhaling, we're knitting the front of the ribs together. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's move forward now into your downward dog. Begin to walk the heels forward, right and left, all the way through to the front of the mat. Bring the big toe mounds to touch. We forward fold over those legs. Bend the knees. Hands to your heart press center for Utkatasana chair. We inhale. Twist right elbow over the left knee. Take the hands towards the hip line as we press the chest forward. Lift the left shoulder back towards the right edge of the mat, keeping the knees square. So if you notice that your right knee is tracking forward, it means the hips are not aligned. You want to make sure those hips square off, but continue to draw the hands towards your right hip. No, left hip, sorry. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart press, center sink low, rock back into those heels. We then inhale, twist. Left elbow over right knee. Lengthen the spine and bring the hands back towards the right hip this time. Shoulders are down. We're trying to take that back of the right shoulder back towards the left edge of the mat. So if you notice that it's folding forward, just lift and lengthen it back. Big deep breath. We then bring the hands back to your heart press center. Forward fold over those legs. We'll heel toe the feet shoulder width apart. Grab hold of the peace finger grip inside. Lengthening the spine. Transfer the weight over the front of the legs and toes. Forward fold. Pull on those big toes. Draw the body forward. Elbows towards the outer edges of the mat. We're engaging the top of the arms, so the biceps and triceps. We're pulling down. Release the neck. We then release that grip. Place the hands down just underneath the shoulders. Keep the feet where they are. I normally get you to bring them together, but today we're going to keep them where they are. It's just a slightly different movement into your crow pose. So stretch the elbows. We'll then bend them slightly. Come onto the tippy toes. The knees into the inside of the armpit. From here, we transfer the weight forward And then just float the feet off the floor. Bring those sit bones up. We inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, lower the feet wide down to your hands going to interlace, and we're going to take them behind the base of the neck and squeeze the elbows back. Move to our hip mobilizers here. From your malasana, squat belly draws in. We press right hip forward and knee down, and then come back to your squat. Left knee forward, hip press forward, and then back to the squat. Trying to make it a fluid movement. So we inhale 1 and back through. Inhale 2 and back through. Inhale 3 and back through. Last 1 and back through. And heart pressing, elbows inside. Whew. That's a good, isn't it? Reach your right arm open and then come back. And left arm yawns open. Try to press the left knee back, don't let it fall forward, and then come back down. And down. Inhale. And behind the back and the elbow on the inside of the take. And as right leg back, left leg back to meet it in your high plank. Lengthen the chest forward through the arms as we come into an up dog. Tuck the toes under, press through a high plank. We'll push back into a crouch position, then lift the sit bones as you tuck them under into a wave roll through the spine. Press through. Little wave roll through the spine. One more. Little wave roll through the spine. Left hand is underneath the left shoulder. Roll onto the blade edge of both feet. From here, we take the right hand to the hip. Draw the under left leg into a little tiger pose on the side, and holding on to the big toe with your, or the toes with your right hand, extend that leg forward. We inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths. Lift the hips up. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. We've got this. Lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the hips. Inhale. As we exhale, hand comes to hip, foot comes to tiger pose. Place the right hand down, high plank. Other side, roll onto blade edge of your feet. Left hand to hip, lift the hips here. The right hand is underneath the right shoulder. Right foot comes to retire or tiger pose. We then grab hold of the front of the toes, flexed foot to the side, left edge of the mat. Lift the hips for 3. Exhale. For 2. Exhale. Here's your last one. Exhale, left hand to hip, foot through tiger pose. We then place them down, high plank, lower chaturanga. Scoop into your up dog. Push back into child's pose. Press down into those hands, tuck the toes under, lift the sit bones high. Taking a deep inhale, lengthen the right heel to the sky. Draw the knee in through tiger pose and place the foot between the hands, back knee comes down.
Now this might be enough of a stretch for you. You may wish to reach back and capture that foot either with your yoga strap, a towel. If you've got enough range with the hands, then you can capture it with the hands. Deep inhale and exhale. We then release that foot, take the hand down underneath the shoulders, shift the sit bones back slightly, and sweep your right leg to the side of the mat. Turn the toe up to the sky. We then slide outwards as we shift the sit. So you've got your back toe tucked under, your leg head towards the floor, the chest towards the floor. Right. Back up onto those hands, bend the knee, turning the toes to the outer edge, press forward into that right foot, and we reach the arms up to the sky and then take a side bend over. So your positioning will be a wide, almost side split with the thighs and a side bend over. For 3, for 2, for 1. We then bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and bring the leg back into a tabletop position. Take a deep breath in. We'll reset the spine by drawing the belly in and lengthening down. Cat-cow for 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Here's your last one. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm just going to change my direction here, but you're going to lift your sit bones high, lengthen the left heel to the sky. We draw the knee in through tiger pose, place the foot between the hands, lower the back knee down. Option to reach the arm back with a strap or the arm. We then release that foot, take the hand on the inside of your left foot, shift the sit bones back slightly. So in a 90-degree position, the knee bend. We then sweep your left leg out to the side, heel to floor, toes to sky. We then slide that heel out away from you as we come down onto the forearms and drop the chest to the floor. So again, I'm just going to change my direction here. Over here. And as we exhale, come back up onto those hands, slide the hips back over the right knee, place the full foot down onto the floor as we bend into the left knee. So we're opening up through the groin, reach the arms up to the sky, your back toes still tucked under. We then take a side bend over and press into that left hip and left thigh. We then exhale, come back to the top, place both hands down on the floor, and we come back into your tabletop position. Deep inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, drop the belly to the floor. Inhale, draw the belly in. And exhale, drop the belly to the floor. We then shift the sit bones down to the floor. We'll come to a seat. Place both soles of the feet on the floor. Hands just behind the sit bones. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. We lift into a reverse table. And then lower the sit bones down on the exhale. We inhale, press up. Lift the heart, lift the chest, lift through the hips, look back. And then sit bones come down to the floor. We'll extend the legs forward, slight bend in the knees, toes flexed, lower back is lengthened. We reach the arms up to the sky. Let's fold forward over those legs. Paschimottanasana. We then lift all the way up tall. Bring your right ankle above the knee joint and find where is moderately comfortable for that knee and the ankle to be in a figure 4 shape. Keeping your lower leg flexed and lightly bent, slightly bent, we then fold forward over those legs. So it's just a variation on your figure 4 stretch. This may work for you, it may not, just depends on how tight you are, how you're put together. Or you may even feel this, like I am, a little bit more in the extended leg hamstring. Beautiful. We then extend all the way up to the sky, change legs. Try and get this foot either high and tight into the hip, if that's okay for your knee, or take it a little bit more middle of the thigh and the knee slightly more figure 4 open in a box shape. Reach the arms to the sky, we then forward fold. Either hold on at the calf or maybe at the feet. Keep both feet flexed. We then inhale, reach, both legs long. Perhaps point the toes as we roll down through the spine. Gently release to the floor. Taking the feet to the edge of the mat, little windscreen wipe with those knees to the center of the mat. And then bring them back underneath you. We can cross right ankle over left knee. Take the figure 4 stretch, interlacing the fingers around the left thigh or the front of the knee. I often find when people, a lot of my students grab underneath the thigh and it doesn't allow the full range to come in because the front of the knee joint gets compromised. So have a play with that. You go to the front. And then release. Change legs. Release. We'll take the feet wide into your happy baby pose. If there is anything else that you would like to do to complete your practice, whether it's headstands, maybe you'd like to do a handstand, whatever you feel you need in this moment, please go for it. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come to find your Shavasana. Let everything go. Take this time, your space, your time. Your opportunity to connect in with the subtleties in your body, observing triggers, observing energy fluctuations, observing fluctuations in thought patterns. And without judgment, just watch it all unfold before you. Your inner world.
It's often very difficult to be still and observe that inner functioning of our inner world. Sometimes it's associated with fear or pain. And there are triggers. Our triggers that move us to act in avoidance, that move us to act in burying. But when we allow ourselves the opportunity to just simply see it, it's just stuff. And we can sift through the stuff if we choose, or we can just let it be where it is. We have the choice always. And in that choice, we have the opportunity too to turn away from the stuff and instead turn our focus and attention on the subtleties that bring us joy. And focus on the good stuff, the joyful stuff. And certainly when things get overwhelming, can be a far better use of our energy and a far healthier use of our attention if we can take pause and choose in that moment. That is our power of discernment, where we choose to focus our attention and our awareness in any given moment. So as you take your next inhales and release with the exhales, scanning from your toes up the legs, the glutes, the belly, chest, arms, jaw, face, skull, and back down. Let's take a little inventory of you at all of your multiple layers. Your physical body, your energy, your mind, your emotional space, and how you're feeling in this moment. Your connection to inspiration. And gathering your energy into the center of your being. Place the hands onto the belly. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Where you take the knees over to the right side of the body, maybe give the toes and fingers a little wiggle. Come to a seated position when you're ready. And allow your spine to lengthen. Maybe if you need to give yourself a little wiggle and whirl, allow the movement to come back. Iron out any further of those kinks. And when you're ready, bring your hands to your heart prayer center, gently taking a bow. I wish you Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and the coming days, I hope, are peaceful, relaxing, and that you are peaceful and relaxing no matter what is going on around you, whether it be chaotic or not. Namaste.